there everyone, my name is Chris and this is Jeremy and we are with XGRiD Campers in Knoxville, Tennessee. We are going to show you today the Track TVAN, which is an amazing rig that we have here in our showroom. So Track has been manufacturing this rig since 1999 and their goal is to build RVs that inspire, and I think this one really does fit the bill. So let's have Jeremy show us a little bit about the outside features and then I'll show you about the inside.
Okay, all right, come on over here. We are looking at 23 years of innovation on this trailer. Things like this quick cover awning that is uniquely contoured to the trailer is something you won't see in any other product. You've got a fantastic kitchen that, you know, when it expands out, you've got all this storage. You've got a wind guard that pops up here, and all of this closes up nice and neat right into this little bay on the side. You have an optional sliding glass window that allows air to cross
breeze.
Cross breeze. Yeah, thank you.
You're
cross
welcome.
breeze. Over here, you do have you know, extra storage on the side. This is for you know, a jerry can or a lockable. They call this a lockable pannier that will close here and provide lockable space. You have externally accessible water that is both from the water pump, or if you're just out on the trail, you don't have the pump on, assuming that the water lines are primed, this becomes a pump in and itself. You can just pump the water and have access to water on the trail. So still part of the kitchen, we have a 60-liter refrigerator. This is vented space. You can see the filter here for the ventilation, and we also have the you know, very large pantry storage that sits right over the refrigerator. You've also got storage here in between the two that kind of runs cross-channel in between the trailer.
They take every little inch of space and they utilize it so that you can put fishing poles or, you know, other awning poles or anything like that. That's really great.
Yeah. So now coming around here towards the front, you can see we have the spare tire mounted right up here on the front boot. You do have this external storage that's, you know, it's just lightly covered, things for like dirty boots and tools that you can store down here. This is where your propane tanks are stored. You have your ARC 750 wheel jockey, as well as a DO35 Cruise Master hitch and a hand parking brake right here on the tongue.
Don't forget this, handy dandy.
That's right. For leveling, don't forget the leveling.
And I love that you called it the boot.
The boot,
I feel
yeah,
so
exactly.
Australian.
We have on the roof, we have two vents. You'll be able to see them from the inside, but we've got two vents as well as 120 watts of solar.
Let's come around and look at the storage on this side.
Yeah, this side is really all about storage. If you think about that kind of being your living space, this being your storage space. So just like on the other side of this where you had the slide with the refrigerator on it, here you've got the other half of that front boot. Again, access to the storage on this side. You've got lighting here and another sliding tray.
What about this?
Storage, you've got, you know, again, lots of access to storage. This on the front here does pass all the way through to the other side. But again, just external storage. I didn't mention in here, you also have options for extra power. So just like you've got power for the refrigerator on that side, you can have power for an optional refrigerator on this side as well.
Then tell us about these features over here.
So everything that's going on over here. First of all, this is a diesel-based heater system. So it's a combi. You've got the hot water heater and cabin furnace all being powered by diesel. You've got your shower access here, your shore power access, as well as external solar. This whole trailer is built on what they call their MC2 suspension, and that was born out of their military background, providing suspensions and chassis for radar platforms in the Australian military.
The skyward hatch. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so there are two options for the hatch access on this trailer. The first option requires that the floor lay down before you can open the hatch. So anytime you want to park and get access to the cabin, you first remove the floor, you drop the floor down to the ground, and then you have access to open the hatch. The skyward lift actually provides a mechanism where the floor can remain attached to the hatch to gain easy access without dropping the floor to the ground. So you quite literally just push a button and the whole rear opens rather than dropping the floor first.
Now, why would you want that?
Easy access. That's probably the number one. Is you're in your garage, you've got limited space, you want to load up for your trip away, and you just want to be able to get in and out. You're at a gas station and you want something from inside the trailer. You're stocking up on supplies and you want to put things in the Walmart parking lot. You want to put things back in the trailer. That's an easy way to get in. So we're looking here at the backside of the annex. So if you think about your total footprint, this is standard on both the Inspire and the Zenith models that we carry. But you can option in, instead of zipping in the annex here, you can zip in, instead of zipping in the ensuite here.
Yes, let's be fancy because it's an ensuite.
Ensuite. You have the option instead to put a fully enclosed annex room. That's floor, ceiling, completely enclosed, and it is square. And hopefully we're showing you some B-roll pictures of that right now.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so while I'm doing the walk around on the outside, why don't you talk a little bit about the inside?
All right, let's do it. That's the best part of the whole video right there. That's Chachi. All right, well, come on inside and let's take a look at the inside features of the Track TVAN. So it's not made up and pretty, but it is very versatile right now. So you can see that we have a queen size mattress and it has a pad underneath so it doesn't roam around while you're sleeping. And then also look at the amount of storage that you have on the side, pockets for everything you can think of, your glasses, put a drink, your phone. It also has USB power on both sides, which is really great for charging all of your devices. You can see up top it also has storage up there, so you can throw your towel or your socks or whatever you need up there, and that's on both sides. So it has two vents and it's covered by mesh that will even keep out sand flies. And if you are from the south, you might know exactly what those are. They're tiny and we want to keep those out. One of the really great things that I like is the amount of storage that you have underneath the bed. That way you can put all kinds of stuff under there. And we all know when we go camping, we all have tons of stuff. So really great storage under here. Something that they have done that I think is really amazing is they have a lock box, and it's really hard to see, and for a good reason, because we don't want other people seeing our lockbox. But there's a lockbox under there. You can open it and you can put your valuables in there, which is a concern for some people sometimes if you have a tent, even though we've never had any issues, but you know, just to be safe. So you also have your furnace here, which is a diesel furnace. You have your Red Vision control panel right here. And then this is also a place where you can put storage because the hatch comes right here. Something that is unique also, you can throw shoes up here, get those out of the way. And this also comes with a mesh. Is it a mesh?
Actually, it's a insect screen by default, but you can option it up to the full canvas.
Okay.
And that's what this is. That will go right over this hatch to
and
enclose
you do
it.
that so that you can enclose this space a little bit better, so that if you need to heat this space, you're not actually heating all of this, you're just heating this,
Yeah.
right? So, and then I think I've missed the power source over here. Jeremy, why don't you tell us a little bit about the powers over here?
So first of all, as a part of the Red Arc system, we can do a number of different installs for batteries. In this particular unit, we have pre-equipped it with 200 amp hours of battle-born lithium, and so that goes into the Red Arc. It also has a 300 watt inverter that comes standard. And then you've got 12 volt access and 110 access over here on that back panel.
The windows. Jeremy mentioned the sliding windows when he was outside, but this is another one of those windows that has the breeze and the pass-through, but it's covered right now. That way you can have privacy whenever you need to have some privacy. So the ensuite is right here, and it's got plenty of room for a shower, for a toilet. It's one of the really great things that at night you don't have to walk outside to go to the bathroom. You can just go right here, and of course it has the doors that can come down so you can have some privacy, which is really great. And then the rest of the space, this whole annex is great for entertaining. I know that sounds kind of silly, but sometimes it gets inclement weather, and so you can have several people in here. You can have a table. You can put food on your little extra table over there, and it has plenty of windows for breeze and light. Oh, light. Look at how much light there is all lit up in here. Really great light, and then extra fans for some ventilation while you're inside.
Okay, well, so maybe a few additional specs. You're looking at 28.5 gallons of water comes standard. That is upgradable with an additional 18.5 gallons. 2,500 pounds dry. So if you can imagine, it's a lightweight trailer. The shape of the trailer is really conducive to great towing and better gas mileage. I think most of us towing in this size range and camping in our Jeeps and whatnots would appreciate a few extra miles per gallon. It is 7 feet tall at the top of the quick cover awning. So for those of you with short garage doors, it will fit in most modern garages.
You mean packed away? Obviously, this is not 7 feet.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. But also, when you're packing this away, you do have the ability with a couple straps here to limit the height that the hatch opens up. And so, if you do have that lower hanging garage and you don't have the room to lift the hatch all the way up, you can lock the hatch in a certain position so it won't come up too high.
Is it difficult to pull out and put back?
So that is probably one of the number one questions that we get. I can fully deploy the NX in right around 4 minutes, and I can fully pack away the NX in just about 5 minutes by myself.
By yourself.
By myself.
He's practiced, so it would take a little while for you to get there.
Sure.
But you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
One of the great things about this trailer is the whole annex is not required to be deployed. You can you can just leave the hatch open and climb in and use it that way. Open the hatch, put your rear panel on, and you've got your camping space on the inside without having to go through the hassle with the whole annex. So.
Tell me 3 things you like about the rig.
Okay, so first of all, and I'm reaching that age where having to get dressed in the middle of the night to do my my nightly requirements.
Is that what you call it? Your nightly requirements?
It's become that. It's kind of become that.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
So we got it. We understand. We're there.
Yeah. To not have to get up, get fully dressed and put shoes and pants on and everything by using the annex, that for me is probably that's my number one. Especially when I'm base camping in a campground, I'm surrounded by other people. That's a big deal. Which, I mean, honestly, it's 90% of the camping we do. Even when we say we want to we want to go remote and do overlanding, we're almost always surrounded by people.
Which is great. That's the whole point.
Yeah. The second thing is I love the size of the annex space. You don't always want this much, hoopla when you go camping, but it's room to stand up. We can stand up to put your pants on. It's in still what amounts to a small form factor for a trailer.
Right.
And
One more.
One more.
Just one more.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's kind of the utility of the space. There is, you've got you're not having to crawl into bed. You've got a big bed, big open space that you can use. You can use the bed for storage because when you actually get to your campsite, whatever you've got on top of your bed just comes right down here in the annex. And then you've got more storage down here. You've got storage outside in the front boot, on the passenger side. It's a really great usable trailer, and I really like that about it.
Okay. All right, enough about you. Let's talk about me. So here's what I like. 3 things. So I love that it has a floor to it. A floor that is enclosed so I can sweep out the dust. I can stand on firm ground. I really do like that and enjoy that. I love the detail they've put into everything. All the little latches are magnetic. Mm-hmm. Which makes it so much easier than trying to, clamp things and squeeze things. It's just so much easier the way they've thought through and iterated over, since 1999, all those iterations, they've come up with a really, really great product. So that's number 2. And number 3, of course, is that kitchen out there. It's big enough for me to store what I need, to feed a lot of people if I need to, or it's a good size for just the 2 of us as well. Oh, bonus, my dog fits right here. Nice dog bed. You just have space, like you were saying. There's space enough to do what needs to be done. So those are my top 3.5-ish. Yeah, and those are yours.
Yep.
And so this is the Track TVAN. Come out and see us in Knoxville, Tennessee, or in our location in Las Vegas. And we would love to talk with you about the TVAN and how this might fit your camping lifestyle.
These are available now. Check them out at XGRiDCampers.com.